What major company has plans for development in Alaska, and what supermajor is filling up their reserves, and what stakes does a Portuguese company have in America's heartland? All this and more when we come back. Hello and welcome back to EnergyScout News and Information. I'm your host, Red Byers. Today's segment will focus on major producers within the energy industry. In breaking news, records were set Tuesday as crude oil prices jumped above $100 for the first time in history. Experts speculate the price jump was due to the recent explosion at an oil refinery in Big Springs, Texas, and concerns are over whether OPEC will tighten the flow of fuel. Crude oil finished that day at $100.01. Alaska's North Slope has some tough decisions to make in the coming weeks. United States giant ExxonMobil has released a new proposal that would spend $1.3 billion on developing Point Thompson, a stretch of land that hasn't seen a drill bit since 1983. The plan, which would set production to start in 2014, is expected to turn out 10,000 barrels of condensate and 200 million cubic feet of gas per day. Now let's take a look at other news within the energy industry. ConocoPhillips released its reserves by 1.34 billion barrels of equivalent in 2007, putting its grand total in reserve at 10.6 billion. Conoco was hoping to tack on another billion and replace 159% of its reserves, but in May of 2007, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez had seized that oil, forcing Conoco into its only 29% replacement rate. Portuguese company EnergyScout Portugal has begun tapping into the U.S. wind market in hopes of filling their 1,500 megawatt capacity. The wind farms are located in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio and are currently in their early stages of development. The Portuguese company hopes to add the 48 billion kilowatt hours of wind power projected for 2008. To put it into perspective, that's about 1% of the United States supply of electricity. Now it's down to business. It's time for this week's major leaders and laggards. ConocoPhillips is leading the pack 22%. Lagging behind is PetroChina at 3.28%. Crude oil is up $4.51 to finally reaching $100.01. Natural gas is up 31 cents to $8.97. And now let's take a quick look at our mergers and acquisitions. In strange news today, we all know that Blu-ray has won the new HD DVD battle, but DVDs have found a new job in their retirement as Kevlar.
You can go through something like that and walk away from it. It's just amazing that everything just played out right.
It's hard to miss where police say the bullet hit this DVD case, clearly playing a different role early Saturday morning for Colleton County's Fire Rescue Chief Barry McRoy at the Waffle House on Bells Highway in Walterboro. He had stopped there to eat breakfast when he says he was caught in the middle of a fight between two men. Chief McRoy says he was leaving the restaurant through this glassed-in foyer when the two men that were fighting outside came running inside here. The fighting continued, and then a gun went off, the bullet shattering this window, then ricocheted off and hit the chief. But amazingly enough, the bullet actually hit a DVD in McRoy's jacket pocket, instantly turning the DVD into a bulletproof vest. He says he didn't immediately know he had been shot.
Well, my stomach was hurting, but I just figured with the percussion going off in that little space that's what it was. And of course, the shock of what happened, it was like, wow, a gun just went off.
I knew the movie Groundhog Day had another purpose besides annoying you. And that's it for today's Energy Headlines. Be sure to check out our website daily at EnergyScout.com for up-to-date rig counts and company information. And be sure to stay tuned with us tomorrow. We will take a look at independent producers within the energy industry. For EnergyScout News and Information, I'm your host, Red Byers.
Every day, it seems, talk of oil, energy, the environment. Where are the answers? Right now, we're the largest producer of clean, renewable geothermal energy in the world, generating enough energy to power 7 million homes. Imagine that. An oil company as part of the solution. This is the power of human energy.